Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the World Class Championship Wrestling Review Series. August 13th, 1988 is our program for today. We are fast approaching the end of the World Class Series. In total, we're going to have approximately 340 weekly episodic versions. I think there's about 15 to 20 episodes missing from the WWE Network feed, but this is the most comprehensive audio version of a review or reaction to World Class that exists, at least in my knowledge. Anyway, we open with Iceman King Parsons versus Jeff Rands, and again, I'm not a fan of this particular tactic of using a former world champion in this type of scenario. It's just not me. I don't think even when you have a limited roster that you should be putting a former world champion. Remember, in fact, that Parsons is a former world champion at this point for this promotion. He should not be in an opening match scenario with a inconsequential talent. Just personal opinion. Anyway, purple, kind of a fuchsia gear from Parsons. Parsons tries to stall, tries to get Jeff to shake his hand, yell at the crowd while he's there. I will say, Iceman Parsons, surprising to me that he never went to other territories more consistently. Maybe he wanted to stay in Texas. Maybe he had a day job. Don't really know. But anyway, one thing I will say, Jeff Rands is an over bumper. He will sell like $1 million for everything from a headbutt to a reverse kick, both of which he does in this match. Obviously, Skandar Akbar is still the manager of Iceman Parsons, and Parsons, of course, gets the victory in pretty quick order, under 6 minutes anyway, and, he continues to move towards the next stadium show in October. It's unfortunate that Parsons never gets more of a national run somewhere. At least in my opinion, it is. Steve Simpson addresses John Tatum again. Simpson says that Tatum tried to put him out several times before, has tried to injure his leg, has tried to cause him trouble, has fought too hard to come back, and he wants revenge. He's holding on to the championship. Also mentions that they are going to be in a strap match. If you've never seen a strap match before, two guys are linked together via a leather strap. This is actually a gimmick match that I think they underutilize in today's world. I've always been partial to strap matches. I've actually had the pleasure when I was on the Independents of calling a few. Obviously, the finishes are reasonably predictable, but still, I think to add realism, strap matches are wonderful. Anyway, so Tatum and Simpson are joined at the strap. Tatum does pretty well of selling his fear of the strap, although I've seen people do it better, but needless to say, the idea to get each other with the strap is reinforced throughout the match. They are in short proximity to each other. Body slam by Tatum early, ground down by Simpson, using the crotch, or using the strap for crotching, and then we see, obviously, trying to run to all corners is Tatum. He does so relatively quickly. Then we see the crotching with the strap on Tatum himself in a few more minutes. Really basic thing. Jack Victory is mortified by this. On the outside of the ring, Simpson makes his way to three of the buckles, but gets cut off by Jack Victory. Victory interferes in the match, and then the other Simpson comes in. The interference in a strap match really doesn't make any sense, but the referee, again, Branko Luvic, not my favorite official, as he doesn't really stop this. Simpsons do gain a victory in the end, though, here. We move on to Akbar and Parsons calling out the Von Erichs, basically. Akbar says once again that Iceman King Parsons is the uncrowned champion. He was never truly defeated, etc. and so forth. Typical heel BS talk, and it's there. Eric Every calls out an open challenge to people from other promotions. I think this is an effort to get ready for the Super Clash pay-per-view agreement, which I'm sure behind the scenes that the promoters across the country are talking about at this point. Maybe there was a setup of trying to bring in other people. Notable that he mentioned Jeff Jarrett a second time, so I wonder if the buyout of World Class hasn't already happened. Anyway, Stephen Dane answers an open challenge for the lightweight, not Stephen Dane, Stephen Casey answers the lightweight challenge. And obviously, Eric Emery doesn't want anything to do with this. I'm actually gaining respect as you go closer to the end of World Class for the mic skills of Eric Emery. He has some chops in that area that I think I undervalued him for. Emery, a multi-time light heavyweight champion in the area. Again, this match has happened 10,000 times before, and it's kind of frustrating to see them not have different pairings. But in any event, and I'm not opposed to feuds if the feuds are moving forward episodically, but that doesn't seem to happen a lot in World Class. I'm a fan of long feuds if there's at least some storytelling. But anyhow, real basic stuff. Arm work by Casey, and then Casey goes into the sleeper hold for a champion, so to speak. It looks like Emery does a lot more selling than is average here. Michael Hayes and Steve Cox post this match because Emery does walk away, still a champion. Post this match, basically, Michael Hayes reiterates having a young partner being good for his career. They talk about the Samoan SWAT team being tough, but that they are ready. They're ready for Buddy Roberts. They're ready for the Samoan SWAT team. I really think that they could have easily turned this into the SWAT team taking the tag team championships had the company stayed under its current management going forward. I don't know if that was an original plan, but I mean, they literally get about 12 minutes out of a Hayes and Cox versus the Samoans matchup here. Michael Hayes stands and brawls with the Samoans, which is a really odd thing. If you really want to learn tag team wrestling, Samoans are great to watch. Also, Samoan SWAT team, really good at the difference between selling and registering. Selling is whole body, registering is just acknowledging being struck, and I think the art of registering has been lost in current wrestling quite a bit. Anyway, we get to the Samoan SWAT team cutting the ring off a bit. They're a little panicked early. They're not getting the reaction nor the striking ability that they want early. Hayes continues to break the match down for them. Doesn't go exactly the way everybody plans in that regard. Buddy Roberts not as big a focal point in this match as he has been over the last several weeks. Tag off to Steve Cox. Cox works over the arm of one of his adversaries. Needless to say, Michael Hayes gets back in there. Referee distracted by Buddy Roberts on the ringside apron. Also gets distracted by the other Samoan. Samoans are great at taking the referee, giving just the impression that they can cheat at any time, even when they're not doing it, which I think is even a better way in tag matches to build anticipation to cheating that's taking place. Hard clothesline by Hayes. Hayes taking the majority of the match. I think that is because he has the experience advantage. Buddy Roberts on the outside, not satisfied with the fact that the Samoan SWAT team not getting all he wants out of that particular match. For their benefit, Samoans work together a little bit, and we see a double team on Michael Hayes. Hayes has been in a little bit too long at this point, going for the hot tag. See, I would do it the opposite way. I'd have the younger guy in there longer and have him make the hot tag to Hayes. Hayes has more established value in the territory, and so I think the fans seeing him pop in fresh would get more of a crowd reaction. Anyway, that's just a stylistic opinion. I would let the rookie take the punishment. Anyway, tag off to Steve Cox. Cox does come in, high cross body. Jack Victory manages to drop an elbow or basically his shoulders on the referee. Match is over due to disqualification, but Hayes cast out over the top rope. Actually, it's Steve Cox, I'm sorry, not Jack Victory. Their heads look similar when you're not looking at them. But anyway, Hayes goes to the top. Hayes gets thrown over the top rope. Hayes gets back up. Cox is the victim of a top rope splash, almost, except Hayes cuts off one of the Samoans. He falls kind of awkwardly, does the Samoan from the top, and we end the program with brawling in the tag match. One of the Samoans goes flying out over the top rope himself. Referee still down, but with less than a minute to go, Buddy Roberts trying to get attention. Cox goes to the top rope, hits the top rope splash there. Then they're brawling on the outside as we close the program. We'll be back with more world class action right after this.